Good morning, everyone. We will be starting Indus Valley Civilization, and we have discussed some of the features in the last class of IVC. Now, IVC which started from 2900 BC till 1500 BC, divided into three phases. First, early Harappa phase. And later Harappa. (2900 to 2500 BC), and during this phase, northwestern areas started developing. Now, at the same time, Chalcolithic culture was also there. Copper was there in the area of Rajasthan, but copper was not there in northwestern area. So the people, the Harappan people, they used to take copper from Rajasthan, and they used to take tin from Afghanistan, and then they invented bronze. In 2500 BC. Clear? So bronze was created, and bronze, a new culture was started from here called as, that is why Harappan civilization is called as Bronze Age civilization. And then from 900 clear? This much is clear to all of you. Now, according to archaeologists, there are 4 races in Harappan civilization. Four races. Mongoloids, Alpinoids, Proto-Australoids, and then Mediterranean, or they are also called as Dravidians. 4 races were there in Harappan civilization. Mongoloids, today if you see, they are present in northeastern areas. Alpinoids, they are like some parts of Gujarat, Sindh area, very less people. Here, and then Baluchistan. Proto-Australoids like Santhal tribe. Our president belongs to Santhal tribe only. Clear? Draupadi Murmu. Then Gond, different tribes of central India. And then Dravidians. These are the main architect of Indus Valley Civilization. Which were there in Punjab, Haryana, Mohenjo-daro, Harappa region. Bro, these races. Done? There are total 1400 sites, 900 in India, 500 Pakistan. Clear? Now, important feature. Important features. The most important feature, town planning system. Drainage system. Then Harappan art. Granary system. And then the most important feature, burial system of Harappans. Burial system. Draw this. Important features. You will see here different burial culture. There are like extended burial culture, symbolic burial culture was there, like H symmetry, then R37 symmetry. Clear? Different symmetries are there. So different burial culture is there. Now H symmetry. Now this symmetry represents the area of Harappa. H represents area of Harappa. Clear? And those symmetries also represent that these this culture was created in declining phase. That means this phase was started then R37 represents mature Harappan phase. Getting my point? Now in R37 symmetry, you will see that big burials are created, big graves are created. In H symmetry, you will see that the culture was declined. Getting my point? Then extended burial was there, symbolic burial was there, like Kalibangan and Lothal, different types of burial system was there. Clear? So this town planning. So now important features like town planning. Town planning. Generally, towns are divided into two parts. That is upper town, which is called as citadel, and lower town, citadel will be in the west side, lower town in east. Now, what is the difference? In upper town, rich people will live. Getting my point? Rich people used to live there, big merchants, administrative buildings, granaries. Clear? So This was created on higher platform and less population. This is created in lower platform, densely populated. Draw this. So generally towns are divided into two parts. Like Dholavira, you'll see that Dholavira town is divided into three parts: upper town, middle town, and lower town. Now in Dholavira, middle town represents that kind of aristocracy they used to live there. Aristocracy in the sense bureaucracy. Getting my point? That is why middle towns are there. But middle town and lower town features are same. Because only upper town was created on appraised platform. Clear? So you can just mention Dholavira is the only town or only city which was divided into three parts. Which was divided into three parts. That is upper town, middle town, upper town, middle town, and lower town. And lower town. Now, this is related to architecture also. Draw this. And this is the architecture of lower town. In examination, in mains exam, you have to draw geometrical figures. So this lower town will be on which side? East. Right? up or down. Administrative buildings. Then this is the Great Bath. Granaries. Draw this.
Sir, so at the like the lower end of the diagram, what is it written? What
Appraised
platform?
platform.
I beg your pardon?
Appraised platform.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Now, in east and west side, these are changing rooms. This much is clear to all of you. Another important architecture of Indus Valley Civilization, that is the drainage pattern. Now this is gypsum coating and this is stone slab. Drainage system. Now, if UPSC asks in prelims examination that the towns are divided into two parts only, that statement is wrong. Generally, the towns are divided into two parts. Clear? Because Dholavira, which was divided into three parts. Clear? Janhodro was the only city which did not have any citadel. That means in Janhodro, only lower towns were there. Clear? So generally the towns are divided into two parts. You can just write down. Generally the towns are divided into two parts. That is lower and upper town. In upper town, administrative buildings, were created. In upper town, administrative buildings were created. Along with granaries and great bath. Now, what was the exchange system? Barter system was there. That means agriculture was there. So people, they used to give agricultural produce as a tax. Clear? So in granaries, agricultural items, food grains are stored. So don't you think this granary is like consolidated fund of India? Clear? Because at that time barter system was there. So we can say that during the time period of emergency, government or merchant, they are going to use these stored food grains items. Clear? So write down granary. Granary was created in such a scientific manner. Granary was created in such a scientific manner so that grains must not get spoiled. Grains must not get spoiled even when they are stored for longer duration. Even when they are stored for longer duration. Full stop. Common bath was a stepped water tank. Meant for ritual bathing. And the best example is Great Bath of Mohenjo-daro. And the best example is Great Bath of Mohenjo-daro. And in this, the structure is created. By burnt bricks. Burnt bricks, full stop. As compared to upper town, lower town was quite big in size. And meant for habitations of commons. Quite big in size and meant for habitations of common people. Now, lower town is based on sectoral planning. These 4 sectors are there. Getting my point? So that means this is called as grid planning system. And today there is only one city which is based on grid plan in India, that is Chandigarh. Chandigarh is divided into different sectors. Clear? So you can just mention the lower town is divided into sectors or based on sectoral planning. There were very good network of roads. In lower town. And roads used to cut each other at right angle. Cut each other at 90-degree angle. Clear? Then on both sides of the road, drains are created. On both sides of the roads, this white line represents drainage system. So you can just mention on both sides of the road, drains are created. On a scientific pattern. Now these drains are covered with stone slabs. These drains are covered with stone slabs. These drains are covered with stone slabs. Now these are main holes inside the drain. Why? So that people can go inside and clean the drain. Clear? So you can just write down inside the drain. Inside the drain, main holes were created. Main holes were created, which was plastered with gypsum. Plastered with gypsum. Now, why gypsum is used? बताइए. Recharging the groundwater. Getting my point, and filtering the waste. Such a scientific pattern was there in Indus Valley Civilization. Right now, gypsum was used in filtering the waste and recharging ground with water. Recharging ground with water. Then the housing pattern, that means evidence of single story, double story and triple story houses. Clear? So you can just mention, change the paragraph and write down. Inside the sectors, there were instances of single story. There were instances of single story, double, single story, double and triple story. Double and triple story houses. And all the houses are made up of burnt bricks. All the houses are made up of burnt bricks. And the ratio of the brick is 4:2:1. And the ratio of the brick was 4:2:1. So what is the pattern of the brick? UPSC has asked the pattern also. It was like that, interlocking pattern. Here, like this. Okay, this was the system. This is called as interlocking pattern. You can just mention this is called as interlocking pattern. Just draw this and just mention there itself. Interlocking pattern was. This much is clear to all of you. Then inside the houses, courtyards were created. Write down inside the houses, courtyards. Separate kitchen, bedrooms, and separate bathrooms are created. Inside the houses, courtyard, separate kitchen, bedrooms, and separate washrooms are created. Clear? Now, all the houses are connected with main drainage system also for the waste disposals. Clear? And inside the houses, wells were also there. Getting my point? Wells were also there. And the most important thing, that the main door of the houses was on the back side, not in the front, because these Harappan people, they were more concerned about their privacy as well as pollution, because if the main door will be there in front of the road system, then first of all privacy, another thing is pollution. Clear? That is why in 2017 UPSC has asked the question that today government has to run a program Swachh Bharat Mission But if we see the history of India, that is Indus Valley Civilization, people were more concerned about their sanitation and cleaning. So you have to write this answer with respect to current affairs, but you have to take points from Indus Valley Civilization also. Clear? So UPSC will ask question in such a manner also. Clear? So you can just mention that inside the houses, wells were also there. Wells were also there. And the houses were connected with the main drain for waste disposal. Full stop. Indus Valley people were more concerned. Indus Valley people were more concerned about their privacy. That is why they did not create the main gates. They did not create the main gates of their houses. Facing the main roads. So in Indus Valley Civilization, there was very good system of measurement. So you can just mention, in Indus Valley Civilization, there was very good system of measurement. Very good system of measurement. Clear? Now there is only one city which was divided into three parts, that is Dholavira. And one city which did not have any citadel, that is Chandripur. This one is clear to all of you? Now, another important thing that we have to discuss, decline of IVC, Indus Valley Civilization. So from 1900 BC till 1500 BC. So IVC started declining. Whether this decline is gradual or sudden decline. Gradual. 1900 it started declining, and by 1500 BC it was completely declining. Clear?
So sudden.
It is not a sudden decline, it was a gradual decline. Sudden means that within 2 years or 3 years it was completely declining. So gradually it was started declining. धीरे धीरे decline होना शुरू हुआ because of various factors. Now, so there are various theories which mentions the decline of Indus Valley Civilization. Now, the first theory that Britishers has given the reason of Aryan invasion. Whether this theory is correct? Why?
Because Aryans were actually natives.
Aryans were actually
Natives
native.
of India only. And because that, I think that it's somewhere like they used to have debate back then, and people who debated about Aryans and people who were on the opposite end of the So looking at it, they didn't come from outside.
Okay. Then why this theory was created? That
Mainly because of Nazis back then, they wanted to get rid of population, like Jews and all that. Because their main thing came, like Jews and all is from Israel, right? Like even Christianity and major religions place was from Israel. So they wanted to get rid of that, and that's when they started doctrine.
but at that time Christianity was not there.
No, so this mainly came up during Nazi, right? Christianity was there, and Christianity's main source was from Israel. Like that's where it originated, correct?
Okay.
And even Jews, like that is their homeland. So to get rid of that thing, like then we compared to Jews. That is why they started the Spartan invasion theory.
Okay. Now, Aryan invasion theory is given by Wheeler, a British historian. Wheeler. Now he says that because of Aryan invasion, this Indus Valley civilization was declining. But this is wrong. Why? The first reason is, though if Aryans came, they came in a very small group. And one small group cannot destroy the whole civilization. This one is clear to all of you. Second reason, on what basis? Second argument. So this was the first argument that Aryan invasion. Second argument that Wheeler said that the most important god of Aryan was Indra. Indra, who is also considered as war god. War god. So they started praying Indra, and Indra, because of Indra, the whole civilization was destroyed. So, because Indra was the god of rain also. God of rain also. So, according to him, because of Indra, that whole civilization was destroyed. Flood came. Getting my point? This is the second argument made by Wheeler. Clear? So you can just mention the first argument. According to Wheeler, Aryan destroyed the civilization. Now, he mentions Rig Veda. He mentions Rig Veda. And the most important god of Aryans. Indra. So the another name of Indra was Purandar. Purandar. Another name of Indra. Purandar means destroyer of forts. Destroyer of forts. So that is why this theory is not accepted. Though if Aryans came, they came in a very small group. Another reason for the decline is flood. Second reason. Though it is evident that in Mohenjo-daro flood came because of Indus and its tributaries are there, but destruction of one city cannot destroy the whole civilization. Getting my point? So you can just mention. So this argument is also not accepted. Destruction of one city cannot be the cause for the destruction of whole civilization. Cannot be the cause for the destruction of whole civilization. Clear? Another reason. Another reason, deforestation. Now, why deforestation? Because Indus Valley people used burnt bricks, and burnt bricks require large number of timbers. Getting my point? And for and as we have discussed that Harappa is in the area of low rainfall, semi-arid area. So precipitation less is also one of the reason for the destruction of civilization. Clear? So right now this is another theory, that is deforestation. In this you can mention as IBC people. IBC people use burnt bricks. IBC people use burnt bricks, which requires timber, which requires timber. Which requires timber, and because of less rainfall, deforestation, because of less rainfall, deforestation took place, and this theory is also not accepted. Clear? This theory is also not accepted. Then another reason, decline of Saraswati River. Now, Saraswati River is one of the most important river in Indus Valley Civilization. Now, this is because of earthquake. That is why retired general of army has written a book, Saraswati Civilization. It's by G.D. Bakshi. He has written a wonderful book. Okay, Saraswati River. So Saraswati River was the main river which was originated from Shivalik hills, and it was there till Gujarat area. Clear? Now, because of high intensity earthquake, change in the direction of a river. Now, first of all, there are two sources. There were two sources of Saraswati River. Two sources, that is Satluj and Yamuna. Satluj and Yamuna, two sources were there. And Saraswati River originates from Shivalik hills. Shivalik hills. So Saraswati originates from Shivalik hills, and then Satluj and Yamuna also provide important subsidiary for Saraswati River. So these are two important sources. Now, after that, because of earthquake, change in direction of Satluj and Yamuna. Now today Satluj is a part of Indus River tributary. Yamuna became part of Ganga River system. And initially both these rivers were part of Saraswati. Getting my point? आज सतलज किस रिवर का पार्ट है? इंडस. Yamuna, Ganga. Getting my point? So the sources has changed their direction, and this resulted into the decline of Saraswati river. Because Shivalik hills do not have snowy mountain. Snowy mountains. So if agar snowy mountains hote, then also river must have been there, but in Shivalik hills, no snowy mountain. Getting my point? This is the main reason. And today, scholars, they call Saraswati river as Ghaggar river. Okay, they call Saraswati as Ghaggar river in Haryana and other regions. Clear? So this is the main reason. Clear? Now, how earthquake changed the direction of the river? Because earthquake destroy the mountains, which change the course of the river. Getting my point? You can draw this and you can just mention earthquake destroy the mountains, which change the direction of the river. Which change the direction of the river. This much is clear to all of you. Now, another theory of declines, which is recently given by Cambridge scholars, and they said that there were 200 years of drought in South Asia, which resulted into the decline of Indus Valley civilization. And because of droughts, the Aryans who were there in Central Asia, because their main economy was based on cattle. So for cattle, they need good land. So in search of good pasture land, they reach northwestern part of India. Getting my point? So 200 years of dry spell. So write down, according to Cambridge scholars, there was change in environment. In South Asia, from 200 BC, from 2000 BC, where whole South Asia was facing, from 2000 BC, where whole South Asia was facing dry spell or drought. No monsoon was there. And river water declined. And this is a new theory, much acceptable. Write down. This is a new theory, much acceptable. Clear, everyone?
So the theory regarding the Saraswati river, is it accepted, or is there someone who said something against it as well?
The theory regarding the decline of Saraswati, the theory is correct, but this cannot be the reason for the destruction of whole civilization. Clear? Because Saraswati was only there from this Haryana region till Gujarat. But still, Mohenjo-daro and other some of the sites in Afghanistan were there. That cannot be the reason for the decline of the Saraswati river. Clear? Now, some important towns. Now, Mohenjo-daro. This town is very important because various architectures are there, like Great Bath, Great Granary, then the sculptures, like there is a sculpture of Mohenjo-daro, bronze dancing girl. Draw these things. Clear? And then Pashupati seals. That is Proto Shiva. Large number of seals are found in Mohenjo-daro, and seals were made up of steatite. Steatite means soft river stone. Soft river stone. Steatite. Steatite, soft river stone. So the biggest building in Mohenjo-daro was Great Granary. This was the biggest building. Biggest building in Mohenjo-daro. Now, seals are very important. Seals were important for trade. As I have said, around 4,000 Mohenjo-daro seals are found in Mesopotamia region. So seals are like if you are sending goods from here to a particular country, even today also the seal of national emblem, Government of India, Government to Trade and Commerce. Clear? So seals represent various important things like trade. Then seals were also used for educational purpose. Educational purpose. On various seals, the symbol of pi, beta, gamma is there. Getting my point? So it is said that seals were used for trading purpose, seals were used for educational purpose, and on seals only, writing script is also there. Getting my point? And on seals only, Proto-Shiva images are also found. So seals were used for trading purpose, educational purpose. Seals are also used as crafts, also used etc. Growths. This much is clear to all of you? Online students, this much is clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, another important city, Harappa. Granary is also there, but small granary. Small granary. Evidence of cotton, write down. Small cotton is found. Now, the most important thing in Harappa is symmetry. Symmetry culture. That is R37. R37. This R37 is the name given by the archaeologist. This represents that the symmetries were quite large as compared to normal symmetries. Getting my point? So you can just mention this R37 represents quite large symmetries. Quite large symmetries. And what is the most important feature of R37 symmetry? One coffin burial is found here. Clear? One coffin burial. Write down. One coffin burial at Harappa. And the body was in wooden coffin. You can just mention body was in wooden coffin. So basically, what was the burial system of Harappa? Whenever the person was buried, he was buried with certain pots. That means people believe in life after death. Clear? So you can just mention the burial culture of Harappa. Whenever people buried, they were buried along with pots. Which contains certain material. Belongs to that person. So this thing represents what at that time the social and culture of Harappa society. So you can just mention these things represents the social and economic life. Social and economic life.
Reason for the worshipping the Shiva, what is the reason?
See, at that time, was Proto Shiva. He looks like Shiva. That is why it is called as Proto Shiva. Pashupati means the nature worship. Getting my point? Nature worship was there. People believe in nature. Now, if you go through the philosophical thing, Pashupati means the person's transformation from senses to consciousness. Getting my point? Pashu means the person who is living on a level of senses. And Pati means when he uplift his position from senses to consciousness. That means, for example, Buddha, before becoming Buddha, he was a Siddhartha who is enjoying the worldly life and pleasure. But when he got enlightenment, he became Buddha. That means that level is called, enlightenment level is called as consciousness level. So Pati represents consciousness level. And that is why Shiva is called as Adi Yogi. Clear? He was the first yogi in the world. Meditation. So meditation uplift the position. Getting my point? So at that time, people also believes in philosophy, but there are no concrete evidences because the written records are still not deciphered. That is the main reason. Clear? So when you see Pashupati, he is along with animals also. And people trees also there. So nature worship, that means the worship of flora and fauna. Getting my point? So nature worship was there.
I thought it's a destroyer, right? But in this
No. He's not a destroyer. He was there in later Vedic period. Not in this period, Indus Valley Civilization. Okay, the nature will be changed according to sources. You should never write your answers based on your thinking, first of all, in UPSC examination, because they will ask for facts. Okay, and whenever you try to write answer in terms of religion and society, that will create a blunder in your exam. जो आप अभी religion के बारे में सोचते हैं, religion उससे बिल्कुल अलग चीज है. Clear? Now UPSC will ask how Shiva was evolved in historical period of India. Like initially he was Proto Shiva, then he became Rudra, then he became Mahesh, and present day he is called as Shiva. This evolution you have to explain in a thematic manner. Getting my point? With sources. Otherwise it will become a myth. Getting my point? With sources. That is why the original form of Shiva, that is Proto Shiva, that is Pashupati, worship in Nepal, Pashupati Nath temple. Getting my point? So there the philosophy is different. Clear? Shiva is also worshipped as Adi Yogi in Coimbatore. That big statue is there. Isha Foundation, Sadhguru. Clear? So there are different philosophies, and on the basis of philosophies, the names and the idols are created. Clear? This one is clear to all of you. R37 symmetry. So write down in this Harappa system, there was a common burial called as extended burial. Extended burial. Extended burial. So this was the most common burial in Harappa. You can just mention most common burial in Harappa. Extended burial. What is extended burial? Body was put straight on back with some pods, and the body will be in north to south direction. Head will be in north, legs in south. Even today also we are following that same thing. Getting my point? So this was the common burial system. So write down extended burial means the body was put straight on back with certain pods. Straight on back with certain pods. So almost all the body put in north to south direction. North to south direction, that is head in north and feet south. So even today, Hindu culture is following the same thing. So you can just mention, because UPSC can ask questions from present perspective also. Even today, Hindus following the same thing. Clear? Reason?
Not to
See, north to south, the main reason here is because they were the follower of Proto Shiva. Now, the Mount Kailash is in the north. So they will not show their feet towards, even when they sleep also, they usually follow this thing only, north to south. Clear? Now, another form of burial is symbolic burial. And this was there in Kalibangan. Symbolic burial. Symbolic burial. Now, this was there in Kalibangan. Now, why it is called a symbolic burial? The main reason here is that graves are found. Getting my point? But there is no body. So that is why historians and archaeologists have given the name symbolic burial. Maybe we are not able to recover the body. Or historians also say that maybe in the honor of someone, they have created these burials. Getting my point? So it can be any reason. There can be many reasons. Clear? So write down symbolic burial at Kalibangan. Only grave and some pots. Only grave and some pots. But inside the pot, there is no grains. There are no food grains.
Why is that?
The goat. See, in this symbolic burial,
In general.
in general, because at that time, the concept was there that the cattle were the main part of economy. And another thing was that whenever, now both were not buried at the same time, but the burial will be same and the master will be along with his or her animal. This was the system. Clear? Same system was there in Kashmir also. Clear? That master will be buried along with their dog. Clear? So that was the culture at that time, because they were important part of economy. Now you will see the relevance of cattle in Rig Vedic period, because whole economy was related to cattle only, goat, okay, and other like bulls were there. So these are important part of economy. Clear? So now write down symbolic burial, only grave and some pots. there is no body, and food grains.
So, in normal burial, like in
Hmm.
common burial, you said the pots actually contain some materials belonging to the person who was buried.
Yes.
Was it usually food grains or just normal possessions?
See, now these things are not actually survived, what actually was there, but there were evidences, some food grains are found. Clear? Some food grains and toy carts items like terracotta items were there. That is why historians have written that material things were there. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Because
So, in like in symbolic,
तो आपको नहीं मिल पाएंगी. Clear? Yes.
so in symbolic burials, there were not any food grains, but they did like put some material in it, or the
See,
pots were just
all
empty.
the pots were empty actually when these things were excavated. Clear?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
But in general burial, inside the pot, like husk was there and grains were there. That is why it was evident that in normal burial, some material things and food grains were there. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now another is local burial. Local burial. Now, why local burial is important? Here they found 3 twin burials. Clear? 3 twin burial means that 3 burials are found where 2 bodies are kept. Getting my point? This was the system. So this is also called as twin burial system. Clear? Now, some scholars say that husband and wives were buried together.
Like, so,
See, they say that sati system, but there is no evidence of sati system at that time. Sati system evidence came from Iran inscription MP, that too in post-Mauryan period, not now. Clear? And we cannot say that these male and females were husband and wives only. Getting my point? They can be brother and sister or any relation can be there. Getting my point? So write down this twin burial. They found 3 twin burials. That is 1 burial, 2 bodies. That is 1 burial, 2 bodies. Full stop. This is not the case of sati system. This is not the case of sati system. And also we are not sure. About the gender of a person. We are not sure about the gender of a person buried. Clear? So in this Indus Valley civilization, only we have seen burial system. There was no cremation system. Now it is said that cremation was started from the advent of Aryans, because the main god of Aryan was Indra and Agni. Then this cremation was started. Now Agni is considered as the most important god even in Greek civilization as well as in Parsi religion also. Fire god is the most important god, Mazda. Getting my point? So at the same time, so Aryans were there in Europe So they started moving towards east in search of good pasture land. Now why? Because their economy is dependent on cattle. Now Europe comes under the polar region. So you will not get grasses for these cattle. So they started moving from 2000 BC in Europe. Then Aryans reached Central Asia in 1800 BC. And then Aryans reached in 1500 BC in Sapt Sindhu region. Sapt Sindhu region. Sapt Sindhu means Indus region. So they were nomadic people, came in small group. This is what we call as advent of Aryans. So some of the scholars they say they came from Central Asia. Okay, some of the scholars they say they came from this European region. Clear? That is why Hitler he used to say that Germans are pure race, Aryan race. Getting my point? Hitler used to say that. So that is the main reason that they started migrating. Why? Because the dry spell was there. Clear? And now today some scholars they say that Aryans are original inhabitant of India and they migrated to outside world. Getting my point? So the theory is still not clear. So we accept this string theory. Clear? Even Tilak has given that Aryans came from Arctic region. Getting my point? Aryans came from Arctic region. Clear? So just draw this. Now tell me what is the evidence of agriculture? कोल दीवा इस टाइम पीरियड में नहीं था नियोलिथिक में था सीधा facts okay granaries were there evidence of agriculture I'm asking बताइए whatever the things that we are completing every day you should read it from the book also that is Poonam Dalal Daya जितना तुम रोज क्लास में पढ़ो उतना जाके तुरंत पढ़ो बुक से तो चीजें समझ में आएंगी और क्लास के साथ खत्म हो जाएगा अदरवाइज आफ्टर द क्लास पढ़ने बैठोगे कोई डाउट्स आएगा तो फिर समझ में नहीं आएगा अभी क्लास के साथ पढ़ लोगे तो क्लास के बस सिर्फ एक ही चीज होगी रिवीजन क्लियर सो स्टार्ट रीडिंग द बुक अलोंग विद योर क्लासेस बिकॉज डेली यू हैव टू स्टडी 5-6 पेजेस so it will not become a burden for you. Getting my point? Start reading the book. Clear? So what is the evidence of agriculture? Kali Bangan. Because some plow marks are found. Clear? Because you have to write answers with facts. Clear? So write down. Evidence of agriculture. Kali Bangan. So Kali Bangan on the banks of Saraswati. On the banks of Saraswati. Now, why it is important? Because here they found a field with plow marks. Field with plow marks. Clear? Now the plow marks are like this. Now in book, you will see that they have only written that flow marks are there. UPSC asked question, whether the flow marks are horizontal or vertical. So both. Getting my point? Both. So you can just mention flow marks are horizontal as well as vertical. Another important feature which you can observe from here. बताइए. Vertical marks are broader than horizontal. See the area, clear? And these horizontal, clear? So vertical marks, write down, are broader than horizontal. Broader than horizontal. Clear? Now tell me, from the perspective of geography, when these vertical and horizontal flow marks are created in the field. Double cropping method. Clear? If there is single crop, then you need only either vertical or horizontal. But in double cropping method, not mixed cropping, double cropping method. After every cultivation, people used to cultivate pulses. Why? It gives nitrogen in the soil, improves the fertility of the soil. Clear? So that means these people have the knowledge of double cropping method. Write down. It means they were having knowledge of. It means they were having knowledge of double crop. Because two crops together should be compatible. Two crops together should be compatible. Should be compatible. This one is clear to all of you? Then Kottapalya, Gujarat area, Kutch. The only important thing here is there is no evidence of horse. Aryans brought horse with them. Clear? Horse are not the animals of India. Horses are the animals of Central Asia and West Asia. Elephants are the animal of India. Clear? So evidence of horse, because here the skeletons, horse skeleton is found. You can just mention skeleton of horse found here. But here the people, even the scholars disagree. Some say that this is not a horse. Some say that this is a different animal. So there is no clarity. But that skeleton looks like the skeleton of horse. This much is clear to all of you? Kottapalya. Then Lothal. Now why Lothal is important? Port area, trade and commerce. Ports are always used for trade and commerce. Lothal, area of ports, and ports promote what? Trade and commerce. So Lothal was the port. Now tell me, even today shipbuilding industries are there in Goa, Cochin. Why? Because it is port. These are port area. So here shipbuilding industry was there. Dockyard was there. Write down in Lothal, shipbuilding industry and dockyard was there. Shipbuilding industry and dockyard was there. And we have already discussed one of the burial, Lothal burial. Getting my point? Then Dholavira in Gujarat, why it is important? First of all, water reservoir. Yesterday we discussed Second, Dholavira divided into 3 parts: upper, middle, and lower town. Then stadium-like structure is also there in Dholavira. Write down Dholavira. Evidence of stadium. Evidence of stadium. That is small ground with steps around. Small ground with steps around for games, and people can sit and watch some events. And people can sit and watch some events. Now, why Gujarat is important? Everyone is having atlas. Just open atlas and see the map. Why Gujarat is important? Why Gujarat is important?
So because it has like two gulfs, which are very good areas for ships
Okay,
like to dock or to come in.
then why it is important
It
for
requires,
economy?
sir, it requires very less time to reach another land.
Okay.
Long coastline.
Long coastline. Okay. Coastline is important for trade and commerce. So Gujarat is connected with Persian Gulf. That is why in Lothal, Persian seals are found. Getting my point? That represent that Gujarat, Lothal was also having trade with Persia, Iran. Clear? So you can just mention in Lothal, Persian seals are also found. Persian seals are also found, which indicates interrelation. Which indicates interrelation with Persians. Now, Lothal is a port area. Sea is there. Which industry will be there? Bead making industry. In Lothal, bead making, moti. Bead making industry was there. In Lothal, bead making industry was there. Bead making industry was there. Clear? Now tell me, what was the political system of Harappa? Political system of IBC. See, it was a large civilization. So it represents like some empire must have been there, but there is no evidence. Because if empire would have been there, in empire there always be a concept of war and conquest, and there is no such evidence. So it is said that royal merchants were there. Clear? So you can just mention political system. In IBC, royal merchants were there. Royal merchants were there. That is, it was under the control of mercantile community. Under the control of mercantile community. But it is difficult to tell. Who was the real ruler? So there was a professor whose name was D.D. Kaushambi, who has written the NCRTs also. And they said that priestly class were the rulers in IVC. But this was rejected by other scholars. If priestly class were there, so evidence of religious structures would also have been there. Clear? So you should know both the perspectives, right? And according to D.D. Kaushambi, according to D.D. Kaushambi, there was priestly class rule. Priestly class rule is called as theocracy. People rule, democracy. Kings rule, monarchy. Getting my point? So write down priestly class rule, that is theocracy. Theo, Theocracy. Theocracy. This one is clear? Now, who has written Ancient India NCRT, Old NCRT? R.S. Sharma. So R.S. Sharma rejected this view. Clear? So write down R.S. Sharma rejected this view. Because there were no religious structures in IVC. So according to R.S. Sharma, merchants were rulers. According to R.S. Sharma, merchants were rulers. According to R.S. Sharma, merchants were rulers. This one is clear to all of you? This is the political life. Then the social life. इसको देख के बता दो सोशल लाइफ. Discrimination. Upper. That means there was no caste system, there was class system in IVC. Okay, that means rich versus poor. Clear? So in IVC there was no caste system, there was class mobility. Getting my point? Write down social life. Class mobility was there. That is division of rich and poor. Rich and poor. Division of rich and poor. And the most important feature of IVC is matriarchal society. Why matriarchal society? Because around 5,000 mother goddess seals are found. Getting my point? And even women have played role in important industries also. That is why scholars they say that IVC society was matriarchal society. Aryans created patriarchal society. Right now. Even today in India, in some of the areas, you'll see that matrilineal societies there, like in some of the tribal population of Northeast. Okay, so that matriarchal and matrilineal society is there. Yeah, so you can just mention that in IVC matriarchal society was there. Because evidence of more than 5,000 mother goddess images. So who gave this theory, matriarchal society? John Marshall. Clear? John Marshall. So you can just mention John Marshall, who was the Director General of Archaeological Survey of India. Archaeological Survey of India, the office is in Delhi. Clear? Archaeological Survey of India mentions this theory. And he also says that IBC society was highly matured. IBC society was highly matured. He also says that IBC society was highly matured. That is, people were happy and prosperous. People were happy and prosperous. Now, there was a question with respect to social culture of IBC in mains examination. There you have to write answer with respect to women and men culture. Matriarchal society. Then they also ask what is the significance of that culture, which is also relevant today. Like women used to wear jewelries, anklets, which is also evident even today. Getting my point? So write down women used to wear jewelries like bangles. So bangle industry was also there. Kali Bangan. Bangan means bangles. Clear? So write down used to wear jewelries like bangles, anklet. Even today in Rajasthan, there is one tribal group, Bhil tribe. They still wear that anklet. Getting my point? There is a tribal group called as Bhil. So you can just mention, even today in Rajasthan, there is a tribal group, Bhil tribes. Bhil tribes. अब हिस्ट्री बहुत ध्यान से समझना, because these things you are going to take some of the features in Indian society also, GS paper 1. Getting my point? The things which are there, Indian society means what? Indian culture, which was already started from the period of Indus Valley Civilization. Clear? So you have to take some of the features from each and every time period or dynasty. Clear? So write down, even today, Bhil tribe of Rajasthan use anklets. Use anklets. Clear? Now, how these things are transformed? Today, bangle became a symbol of marriage. Clear? So write down, today bangle became a symbol of marriage. And at that time, it is not evident. There is no evidence, you can just mention. And at that time, there is no evidence. Clear? That is why there is an American scholar whose name is Kaneo. His theory came and he has written in his theory that women's at that time and even today, so he has written that Indian women were so smart that they used to break the bangles of glass when husband died. Getting my point? But they keep gold bangles. Getting my point? So he has written this theory, American scholar. Clear? So you can just mention, according to American scholar, Kaneo, who says that Indian women are so smart that when husband dies, they break glass bangles. They break glass bangles, but they keep silver and gold bangles. But they keep silver and gold bangles. This one is clear to all of you. Now, terracotta images represents what? In terracotta images, it is shown that women have used red color on their head, which represents sindoor. Clear? So write down from terracotta images. From terracotta images, which represents red paint on head, red paint on head, kind of sindoor. Even today, Indian women follow this. Even today, Indian women follow this. Clear? So at that time, Harappan people were secular because diversity was there. We have discussed about 4 races. Getting my point? And trade and commerce was there between 2 different civilizations. So you can just mention in overall sense, Harappan people were secular in nature. Harappan people were secular in nature. Because of diversity. Because of diversity. And in IBC, mother goddess worship was very popular. In IBC, mother goddess worship was very popular. Evidence, terracotta image of mother goddess. Terracotta image of mother goddess. Clear? And there is also one seal in Harappa which represents the goddess of vegetation. There is one seal of Harappa that from the womb of a mother, plantation emerged. This is shown in the seal. So this says the seal represents the goddess of vegetation. That is why we say Mother Earth, Mother Nature. Getting my point? So write down. There is one seal in Harappa. One seal in Harappa, which represents a women which represents a woman from her womb, a plant is emerging. Plant is emerging. So this represents the goddess of vegetation. This represents the goddess of vegetation. Clear? Another important social culture or religious culture was, one was Proto-Shiva, then Mother Goddess. Clear? Tree worship, people tree worship. Clear? So write down. Another important worship was tree worship. So there is a seal which represents people tree. So you can just mention seal which represents people tree. So how this seal is created? There is a person on the seal on the top of the tree. Another person is also there who was bowing down in front of that person who was there on the top of the tree, and that the person who was there on top of the tree is considered as people god. Getting my point? Which is represented in the seal. So write down. In this, on top of the tree, there was a man. There was a man. And another person is bowing down to the tree. Full stop. So the people or the person, so the person standing on the tree, so the person standing on the tree must be people god, must be people god, must be people god. Clear, everyone? This is the social life. So we have discussed political and social. Now,
Sir,
yes,
while you were discussing the matriarchal society, you said that other than the mother goddess seals, women actually held important positions in the society.
yes. In terms of
Uh,
industries,
was there any proof regarding it?
seals on images they are shown. Seal images.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Now, economic life. Now, first of all, tell me why Harappa and Mohenjo-daro is important from the perspective of economy. Just go through your notes. From the perspective of economy, which industry was there? Cotton. Clear? Evidence of cotton. Clear? Or you can say textile industry. Then Kalibangan. Which industry? Bangle. Write down these two. Bangle industry was there in Kalibangan area. Clear? Then Chan Woodrow. In Chan Woodrow, bead industry was there. Bead industry. Lothal, dockyard, and ship industry. Ship industry was there in Lothal. And two areas are very important in terms of rice cultivation: Lothal and Rangpur. These two areas were evidence of rice cultivation. That means rice was not the main crop of Harappan people. Clear? Only two evidences, because here the rice husk is found. Clear? So you can just mention Lothal and Rangpur for rice cultivation. Clear? So during this time period, agriculture was the most important activity in Indus Valley Civilization. So the most important crops were barley, sesame, peas. All these were important crops. So you can just mention in terms of economic activities. They cultivated crops like wheat, cotton, barley. They cultivated crops like wheat, cotton, barley, sesame, peas, mustard, sesame, peas, mustard, rye, RAI, etc. Clear? Apart from this, full stop, apart from this, different industries were also there. Different industries were also there. Like jewelry industry, brick industry. Now these people created bronze also. So metallurgical industry was also there. Metallurgical industry, jewelry, then metallurgical industry was there, brick industry was there, etc. Because rest industries you have already written like bangles and all. Clear? Now this jewelry industry was there in Lothal area. Clear? Then Chanhudro area, Dholavira. These three are important areas from the perspective of jewelry industry. You can just mention the name of the areas. Jewelry industry in Dholavira, Lothal and Chanhudro. Clear? Now, tell me whether maize was known to them. Maize crop. Maize crop was not known to them. Write down. There is no evidence. Maize crop was not known to them. Clear? Is there any evidence of malnutrition? No, because all the skeletons which we excavated shows well development. Clear? So no evidence of malnutrition. And the new site which was developed or discovered, that is Rakhi Garhi in Haryana. All the skeletons which are excavated shows that well of life. So you can just mention there is no evidence of malnutrition because all the skeletons represents well development and well-being. Example, Rakhi Garhi. Rakhi Garhi. Clear? So internal trade was based on barter system, external trade was based on precious metals. Clear?
So why not price? Because they adapted well the irrigation system.
They adapted irrigation system. See, for rice, you need some types of tools also, which were not there. Getting my point? Another important thing is evidence of rice only at certain places, like Rangpur in Punjab area and in Gujarat area, that Lothal, where the water availability was much, because 1 kg of rice requires 15 liters of water. Getting my point? That is why rice is the crop of monsoon. Clear? So for that you need proper tools also, because evidence of plow was there, but that plow represents like must be wooden plow were there. Clear? So that is why these crops like wheat, barley, these crops, for these crops you do not need the hard metal tools. So rice you will see after 6th century BC. Getting my point? So that is why when Aryans moved toward Magadh and Bihar area, then they started rice cultivation. Clear? Now just go through it once. So now you will be having a break and then we will be discussing this economic life in terms of external trade. Clear? So important industries and important areas. Clear? Now external trade. So trade relations were there with Mesopotamia, that is present day Iraq, Central Asia. From Iraq, IBC people, they used to get silver in terms of trade. From Central Asia, they used to get gold. So this. Now in Harappa region, there was no copper. So Harappa people, they used to take copper from Rajasthan, Khetri mines. So copper from K3 mines. And tin from Afghanistan. Tin from Afghanistan. Apart from these metals, there were some precious stones were also there. Like from Afghanistan, Indus Valley people used to get lapis lazuli. Clear? Now from Afghanistan, lapis lazuli, precious stone. Clear? Now, UPSC, they will ask from which mine they used to get lapis lazuli in Afghanistan. So the name of the mine was Badakhshan mine in Afghanistan. The name of the mines, or you can just mention present name, that is Shortugani. Shortugani mines. Shortugani mines. And in Shortugani, a small area is there near Kabul in Afghanistan, which is called as Badakhshan. Clear? A small area near Kabul called as Badakhshan. Called as Badakhshan. Lapis lazuli, precious stone, just like you have seen panna, hira, agate, carnelian, different stones are there. Similarly, lapis lazuli was also. What for this jewelry industry? So they used to get in terms of trade and commerce, and with that stone they will create jewelries. Clear? Now, two other stones. Two semi-precious stones. Like agate and carnelian. What was the source of these two semi-precious stones? From Gujarat area. This was from Gujarat area. The name of the mines, Rajpipla mine. Rajpipla mines in Gujarat. Clear? Now, these mines are important because these mines are on Narmada. Narmada. Clear? Narmada. So most of the beads and most of the jewelries in Gujarat were made up of these two semi-precious stones. Clear? Another important material, tea shells. Clear? Gujarat area only. Then Ivories, Gir area, Gujarat. Gir area, Gujarat. Clear? So these were part of internal trade. So you can just mention Mesopotamia. External trade. Now these things are part of internal trade because internal industries were there. Clear? In Gujarat. So now right now Mesopotamia was the most important trading partner. Because many Harappan goods are found in Mesopotamia. And this is also evident through the inscription of Mesopotamia. Clear? So they used to get apart from Mesopotamia, that is Iraq. Other places were also there, like Dilmun, Makan. Draw these places. Dilmun, Makan. Now, Dilmun is the ancient name of Bahrain. Makan, ancient name of Oman. Dilmun, Bahrain, Makan, Oman. And Harappan people. So Mesopotamia people used to call Harappan people as Meluha. Meluha was the name for Harappa. Meluha was the name of Harappa. So from these two areas, India used to get gold. Clear? Language is not evident because there is no evidence of language. Okay, though the mode of communication must have been there, but written records are not available. Yesterday also I told someone that language, there is no evidence of language. What language they use, there is no evidence. Though the language of Mesopotamia as well as Egyptian civilization, the script of those civilizations are deciphered because those scripts came in Latin as well as Greek also. That is why those scripts are deciphered. but there is no evidence of such language or script in Mesopotamia because these scripts or language have not been used anywhere. Clear? So what was the language? So everything is written. So we have to decipher those scripts for more information. Getting my point? This much is clear to all of you? Clear? Now, so from Mesopotamia, we used to get silver because silver is not available in India. You can just mention silver is not available in India. Is not available in India. So if UPSC asks the foreign partners like Mesopotamia, clear, then Shortu Ghani in Afghanistan. Then another important partner from Central Asia, which city was the important trading partner of Indus Valley Civilization? Recently, the name was there in the newspaper, Altin Depe. This was the name of the city, Altin Depe in Central Asia. Altin Depe in Central Asia. Now, today, if you see this location is in Turkmenistan. सभी ने तुर्कमेनिस्तान सुना? Turkmenistan in Central Asia. Okay. Turkmenistan, Central Asia. You can see the map of Central Asia in your atlas. There are 5 countries: Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan. Okay, so all these countries, Tajikistan, clear? So Turkmenistan is one of them. So you can just mention Alpin Depe is in Turkmenistan. Clear? And from Iran area, this was also there in the news. From Iran area, the site was Tepe Yahaya. From Iran, trade was with Tepe Yahaya. This much is clear to all of you. So at that time, during the time period of Indus Valley Civilization, there were 3 other contemporary civilizations: Mesopotamia, Egyptian, then Chinese civilization. So we have no evidence of trade between IBC and Egyptian, IBC and China. Clear? There is no evidence. You can just mention there is no evidence of trade. There is no evidence of trade of IBC with no evidence of trade of IBC with Egyptian civilization and Chinese civilization. Egyptian civilization and Chinese civilization. Egyptian civilization and Chinese civilization. Clear? So in Iran, there was one civilization which was established later called as Sumeria, Sumerian civilization. And the region was Iran. Sumerian civilization was established after the decline of Mesopotamia civilization. So Mesopotamia was the oldest civilization. So after the decline of Mesopotamia civilization, Sumerian civilization was formed, and Sumerian civilization was also having trade relation with IBC. So you can just mention Sumeria civilization also had trade relations with IBC. Also had trade relations with IBC. Clear? Harappan peoples, they are called as Meluha. And the cotton was called as Sindhan, because Sindh people used to grow cotton. That is why Mesopotamia people used to call cotton as Sindhan. Write down the product of Sindh. Clear? So you can just mention Mesopotamian people used to call cotton as Sindhan. Used to call cotton as Sindhan because it was the product of Sindh. It was the product of Sindh. It was the product of Sindh. This much is clear to all of you. Now we have discussed about seals also. Now the shape of the seals, like circular, triangular, square. So different shapes of seals were there. So that means seals were in geometrical shapes. Now writing was on seals also. So the writing of Indus Valley Civilization was like this, from right to left, then continue from left to right, again from right to left. This is called as zigzag pattern, which starts from right, then left, and then from left to right. It was in continuity. Clear? So this style is called as Oesto Freden style. Just like a running bull here and there. Clear? So it is a French word, Oesto Freden. So you can just mention, and the script was pictographic. Pictographic script. Draw this. Oesto Freden style. This much is clear to all of you? Clear, everyone? Just go through it once. So write down one conclusion so that you can use that conclusion in your mains answer. In the final or late Harappan ages, IVC faced many natural challenges. IVC faced many natural challenges because of which this civilization slowly disappeared. Because of which this civilization is slowly disappeared. This civilization is slowly disappeared. Full stop. But from this extraordinary structured and well-planned civilization, one can say that India was pioneer. One can say that India was pioneer in shipping. Metallurgy and textile production. metallurgy and textile production. Full stop, change the paragraph. It had flourishing agriculture and external trade. It had flourishing agriculture and external trade, and it had established its own systems. It had established its own systems which were far superior, to its contemporary civilization, far superior to its contemporary civilization. Full stop. One should not forget our extraordinary past. One should not forget our extraordinary past. One should not forget our extraordinary past, and should always do better. Should always do better to have a sustainable and planned future. To have a sustainable and planned future. This much is clear to all of you. So with this, we have completed Indus Valley Civilization. So by 1500 BC, IEC was declined, and already as we have discussed that the Aryans started from Europe and other region. Okay. So Aryans around in 2000 BC, they were there in Europe, and then they reached Central Asia. Aryans reached Central Asia, 1800 BC, and then they reached Sindhu region, that is northwest, 1500 BC. So this is called as advent of Aryans. And Aryans in India, they started Vedic culture. Vedic culture, that means Vedas. Ancient, and Vedas are considered as Old Testament of mankind. Clear? Old Testament of mankind. And there are 4 important Vedas. That is Rig Veda, Yajur, Samveda, Atharva Veda. Brothers. This much is clear to all of you. Now, so why Aryans came? in search of good pasture land. So they came from Central Asia or steppe grassland. Steppe grassland area, but at that time drought was there. Drought in whole South Asia. So basically, who are Aryans? Aryans are linguistic community. Linguistic community. These are nomadic people who always move from one place to other. Their main wealth is cattle. These are tribal groups. Draw this. Clear, everyone? So you can just mention. So when if they come in a small group, then some small conflicts will be there between Aryans and native population. Clear? So write down the Aryans were able to defeat indigenous population. Able to defeat indigenous population of India. Indigenous population of India with their superior bronze tools. Full stop. Moreover, they were using horses. Horses and horse-driven chariots. Which provided swiftness to their army. So when they came, initially they were concentrated in Sapt Sindhu region, that is Kashmir, clear, northwestern area. So write down when they came. They were concentrated in Kashmir, in India, Himachal, northern Rajasthan, etc. So what is the important source of Aryans? So when Aryans came, they started composing Vedas in Sanskrit. That is why Sanskrit is considered as a part of Indo-European languages. And Aryans compose Vedas. So Vedas are written by Vedas are written by okay. Veda. First of all, Vedas are not written. Clear? Vedas are composed or compiled. That means a knowledge which was transferred from generation to generation, and later those knowledge were compiled in the form of book. For example, if I am telling you something, you are making notes. Later you have given your notes to someone else. Then those notes will be used by someone else. That means you are transferring that knowledge. So this system of knowledge is called as Shruti. Okay, to hear something and then you write. Getting my point? So Shruti tradition was there. So Vedas are compilation. So compilation now. Vedas are revealed. Vedas means knowledge, and the knowledge was revealed to sages. Saptarishi pata hai na? Saptarishis were doing meditation and God revealed them knowledge, and then Saptarishis started giving those knowledge to their disciples. Later their disciples started giving those knowledge to someone else. This is called as transfer of knowledge from generation to generation. So Vedas are called as Aparushe. Aparushe means which is not written by human beings, which is written by God, compiled by human beings. Getting my point? So Vedas are compilation. You can just mention Vedas are revealed knowledge. Revealed knowledge. Full stop. These are compiled. These are compiled. Full stop. God revealed knowledge to Saptarishis. God revealed knowledge to Saptarishis. And then Saptarishis spread this knowledge, which is called a Shruti tradition. That is why today those Saptarishis became Gotra system. Vishwamitra, Vashisht, Kashyap, all these are Gotras. Clear? So it became Gotra system. So Gotra system was nothing but an alliance of Brahmins. That is why these things were created. Getting my point? So from here started Shruti tradition. You can just mention Shruti tradition was here. Shruti means to hear. Shruti means to hear. So in Rig Veda is the oldest Veda, and in Rig Veda, Himalaya mountains are mentioned as Him Parvat. But Himalayan mountains are mentioned as Him Parvat or Himvant Parvat. You can mention Himvant, Himvant, Himvant Parvat. Himvant Parvat. And Rig Veda also mentions Sapt Sindhu rivers. Sapt Sindhu rivers. Clear? So Indus River is mentioned. Indus River is mentioned as Sindhu. Jhelum is mentioned as Vitasta. Jhelum River is mentioned as Vitasta. Vitasta. Clear? Then Chenab River is mentioned as Chenab River is mentioned as Askini. ASKIN. Clear? Chenab River is mentioned as Askini. Satluj is mentioned as Sutudri. Satluj is mentioned as Sutudri. Clear? Then Ravi is mentioned as Parushini. Beas is mentioned as Vipasha. And the last river, Saraswati. Saraswati has two names. Write down. Saraswati in Rig Veda has two names. One is Nadi Tarana. The first name is Nadi Tarana. And another name which is very famous, that is Harkavati. Harkavati. Nadi Tarana and Harkavati. Two names. Clear? Now, to understand Vedic periods, Vedic period which starts from 1500 BC till 6th century BC. Now, it is divided into two parts, that is Rig Vedic and later Vedic period. Now, why? So, division was there in 1000 BC. So, from 1000 BC till 6th century BC, later Vedic period, 1500 till 1000 BC, that is Rig Vedic period. This is also called as early Vedic period. Now, to understand Vedic period, always read Vedic period in an integrated manner. If you read like Rig Vedic period separately, then later Vedic period separately, then you won't be able to understand. Getting my point? So there are four formula to understand Vedic period. Four methods. That how to understand Vedic period. First, understand economy. Then polity. Now, why first economy? Because whenever economy changes, polity, society and religion change. Second formula, polity. Third formula, society. And the fourth one is religion. Four methods to understand Vedic period. Draw this. Clear? Now the first formula, economy. So Rig Vedic economy was tribal economy. Tribal economy or subsistence economy. because Aryans were tribal groups, nomadic groups who always move from one place to other. So their most important wealth was their cattle. Most important wealth was cattle. So they were dependent on cattle. Now, in 1000 BC, now during this time period, Aryans were in northwest area, means Sapt Sindhu area. This much is clear to all of you. In Rig Vedic period, Aryans were there in Sapt Sindhu area. Now, in 1000 BC, discovery of iron. And this proved to be a turning point in Indian history. This is also called as Iron Revolution. Why? Because this resulted into iron tools. And with those tools, Aryans cleared the forest of North India, especially Punjab and Haryana. They cleared the forest and then they started agriculture. So because of this iron, birth of agricultural economy. Agricultural economy. Now, so from 1000 BC till 6th century BC, later Vedic period started. So here economy is tribal subsistence transformed into which economy? Agricultural economy. So in Rig Vedic period, economy was subsistence or tribal or pastoral economy, cattle based economy. But here, agriculture based economy. This much is clear to all of you? Clear, everyone? Now in this, cattle is the most important part of wealth. So you will see that two things are very important, that is cow and horse. Cow is associated with economy. Horse associated with God. Cow associated with economy. Horse associated with God. Clear? How? Cow कैसे associated है economy से?
So in a pastoral society, cattle or a cow would be the way they would barter. So that is that shows how much wealth we have. Like
Okay,
for
so-
example, in our society, we say that we have this much money. So in their society, it would be like I have 10 cows, so I am this wealthy. So therefore, in a society where cow is the whole source of sustenance, it would be very important.
Now, give me some facts. Whatever you said, okay, it is correct, but without fact, it is a myth. And I believe in facts. तुम अगर आंसर लिख के दोगे जनरलाइज, मैं काट दूंगा जब तक फैक्ट्स नहीं होंगे, because this is the demand of UPSC. What are the facts? King was called as Go. Go is associated with cow. Clear? Rich person was called as Gomat. Again, Go. Go is associated with cow. Then Godhuli. Clear? So you will see everything is associated with cow. This one is clear? Now, how horse is associated with God? Ashwin. Ashwa related to God. Then Ashwamedh Yagya, you will see later Vedic period also. Okay. Then Marut associated with horse. So horse was associated with God, cow was associated with economy. So you can just write down cow was associated. So whenever you say something, you have to mention facts. Because for UPSC, without fact, your answers are myth. Getting my point? Because if you are writing something, they will ask you on what basis you are saying this. Getting my point? So write down cow is associated with economy because it was pastoral economy, cattle based economy. That is why here you will see war for cows. Here agriculture land, here war for land. Getting my point? In Rig Vedic period, you will see cow is the part of economy. So war for cattle, cows. Here agriculture, that is land is important. So here war for land. So here king is called as Gopati, the protector of cows. Here king is called as Bhupati, the protector of land. Bhupati means protector of cows. Bhupati, protector of land. So the position of king will change here in later Vedic kingdom. Getting my point? So these two things. So everything is related to economy only. Clear? So write down in terms of cow. There are various facts which associated with cow. Associated with cow. Like rich merchant, rich person will be called as Gomat. Write down rich merchant is called as Gomat. Food grains were called as Godhun. Food grains were called as Godhun. 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 Then during this time period, war was there, but war for cows, cattle. So war was called as Gavisti. War was called as Gavisti. War was called as Gavisti. Clear? Now guests were called as Goghana. Guests were called as Goghana. 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 And time was called as Godhuli. Time was called as Godhuli. So when you read these things in the book, mind में एक question आना चाहिए कि सारी चीजें go से क्यों शुरू हो रही है? Because these are associated with cattle based economy. This much is clear to all of you? Getting my point? And king was also called as give the mandal of Rig Veda. Rig Veda is divided into 10 books, 10 mandals. So in fourth mandal of Rig Veda, they mention about that Rig Vedic Aryans were aware about agriculture. So you can just mention Rig Vedic people were aware of agricultural work. Aware of agricultural work mentioned in fourth mandal of Rig Veda. Fourth mandal of Rig Veda. So here trade will be in barter system. Getting my point? So trade, you can just mention barter system was there. Barter system. Now, for example, here the clans tribal clan is there, and in that clan one king will be there. Now, if king is protecting your cattle, do you think king will take the tax? But taxation system was not there. So king used to take bali. Bali means voluntary gifts. अब तुम IAS IPS बन जाओगे, तुम्हें बड़े बड़े बिजनेसमैन वॉलेंट्री गिफ्ट्स देंगे. Getting my point? ये बैग रख लीजिए, अच्छा लगता है आपके ऊपर, बिना बैग के आप अच्छे नहीं लगते. Clear? So bali means voluntary gifts. Write down. Bali, voluntary gifts. And well-defined taxation was not present. Well-defined taxation was not present. Clear? But here the things will be changed. Agricultural economy. Now, agricultural economy. Now, agricultural economy. The most important thing, land is the most important part of economy. Now the role of king will be changed from Gopati to Bhupati. Now king will be called as Bhupati, the protector of land. So you can just mention the role of king will change from Gopati to Bhupati, protector of land. And evidence of agriculture is there, that the use of agricultural tools, iron agricultural tools, use of iron agricultural tools. Clear? Now, when we say use of iron agricultural tools, again, fact. Clear? So, write down the name of the site, Ataranji Kheda, UP. Ataranji Kheda, UP. Clear? And the most important source of this time period, later Vedic, Yajurved, Samved and Atharved. So in one of the Veda, it is also mentioned about agricultural work. So write down in Shatapath Brahman of Yajurveda, Shatapath Brahman of Yajurveda. There is a mention of plow rituals. This one is clear to all of you. Rig Vedic people only aware about one crop.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, what kind of rituals did you say? In
Plow
Brahman, the
rituals.
Yajurveda, there was a mention of?
Plow rituals. PLOUGH. Plow rituals.
Oh, okay.
Clear? And they were aware about only one crop, Yava, but here agricultural economy, so they will aware about different crops. So you can just mention in this later Vedic period, they were aware about wheat, sugarcane, etc. So here you will see agriculture becomes a matter of prestige. That is why even kings, they used to practice agriculture, like Raja Janak. He practiced agriculture. Then the brother of Krishna, Balram, is called as Haldar. Holding a plow in one hand becomes a matter of prestige in the society. This much is clear to all of you. So these things we will be discussing from the next class. Clear, everyone?